In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Unite your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. It's your sole ID, your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, it's your reputation grows. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Unite your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, it's your reputation grows. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Unite your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, it's your reputation grows. In a world where trust is hard to find, Solana ID brings you peace of mind. Your digital life secure and free, a place where privacy meets integrity. In a world where shadows used to reign, Solana ID brings clarity again. Unite your digital self in control, the privacy that you were on a roll. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, your reputation grows. Let's go once more. With Solana ID, you are in control. From the blockchain to the web, we know. No more secret, no more lies. With your sole ID, it's your reputation grows.
Damn, we're live already. That countdown was faster than usual, wasn't it? What what happened?
How's
Okay,
it possible?
I don't know. Time is flying. Time is flying, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Solid Talk number 64. Relentlessly building in public. We're back. It is Saturday. It is time for some solid yapping, ladies and gentlemen, and we remain locked in. Today, we're going to cover everything from markets to Twitter drama to Solana ID updates and solid roadmaps. We have a packed agenda as always, and I am joined by my co-host and best friend and co-founder, Pierre Stoll. Welcome, Pierre, to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm just
What are
wrapping
you doing?
my
Yeah,
wrist. Sorry. Couldn't do it earlier.
so random. We're
I'm,
professionals,
I'm
guys.
good.
We are prepared. We are live. Um, I was thinking we should probably come up with some new creative ideas for Solid Talk, to make this live stream more entertaining, and maybe that's a good start. We start just wrapping our like what happened, bro? What's up with your wrist?
Too much lifting. I don't know. Too much working. I have no
Too
idea.
much
Just
working.
all of a sudden, my oh wow, what is that? What the
We are
fuck
proud of
just
you.
happened?
We are proud of you, Pierre, for such you work
Okay,
you
what
work
did you
so
do?
hard. You work so hard that even your wrists are falling off.
Do you have a
That
Steam Deck
is
now, or what was that?
no. That's a StreamYard function. We just need to use this
Really?
application better, bro. Yeah. So we're
Nice.
gonna
I
use
didn't
some
know.
sounds
I
today,
didn't
ladies
know
and
that.
gentlemen. Thank you for joining Solid Talk. We gather here every single Saturday since pretty much 64 plus weeks by now, to yap about whatever's on our minds, to gather the community together and get all the Solidians united here, and to get ready for next big week, because we're not done, and we're not dead as well. We're all still alive, and we are having big plans for the future, and we're not letting ourselves be beaten down by this brutal market. And I've prepared like a few things that I want to share today, some bullish news. And the first bullish news we have is that Jim Cramer flips bearish on Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Last time Jim Cramer said something about Solana was when he posted a picture with the Solana founding team, and that was pretty much the peak. That was the top. That was the top signal when Jim Cramer posted a picture of the Solana founders, and he was like, "Yeah, bullish on Solana." Then we started dumping. So that means reverse psychology. That means if he says I'm bearish on Bitcoin, that we're back, because this guy is a super market signal. So that is definitely huge good news. On other news, Vibu was fired by Solana Foundation today. He was not. I was the one that scripted, produced, shot, edited, and acted in a cringy ad that went viral and drove hundreds of registrations for Backpoint, the biggest Solana event of the year in Abu Dhabi from December 11 to 13. If you're looking for any ad producers or actors, please DM me. Vivo is now fully employed for McDonald's. He is a disgraced former mid-tier manager. This is pure comedy. I actually like what Vivo is doing here. It's actually really funny. Very dry humor that a lot of people don't get as well. I think some people actually thought he's fired. Last time he posted something like this, there were like big media pages like Cointelegraph and so on that literally wrote an article about the last time he spreaded some FUD was, what was it about? Ripple. He said that he's like bullish on Ripple, and then there was like some big headline article that says Solana manager turns bullish on Ripple, and it looked like he was actually bullish on Ripple, but he's just fucking around. So that's actually very smart marketing, and you can see it because 600,000 views on his post, 1,500 likes on the post. In what looks like a bear market right now. So before we started streaming, Pierre was like, Twitter is dead, bro. How is he doing that? If Twitter is dead, I think you just need a bit of wit that I don't have yet. I'm working on it, and some dry, stupid humor that works very well on Twitter. And then you get these numbers. Lily Liu, the president of Solana Foundation, says, "Please update Expire to former mid-tier manager." So Awesome Fair says, "Happy for you." And sorry that happened. And then this beautiful meme as well. Austin says, "Our marketing is brain rot." Brrr, fired from Solana Foundation. Actually really funny. So yeah, pure cinema here. On other news, not so cinema, I wanted to pull this one up real quick as well to kind of kick off this live stream. Ash Crypto is saying this is really unusual. Bitcoin is down $26,000 in the last 10 days, a massive 24% drop. Huge liquidations in the market that happened. I think double digit, was it $4 billion or double digit $1 billion of liquidations just in the month of November, really. On the crypto charts, and he says it's highly unusual. I think Ash Crypto, when I read his tweets, it's like he's trying to paint a picture of too much market manipulation, and the whales are dumping on us, and the exchanges are playing dirty games. And bro, we're just dumping. There was just too much open interest, too many leveraged positions on Bitcoin, and it has a trickle down effect. And if we look at the fucking chart as well, and you draw a line there, and you see how much we dropped a measly 36.6%. That's what we dropped, really. And that is for Bitcoin. Yeah, it's not really that crazy. Like last time we dropped here in February. Was it February? No, this was 2024. Yeah, January, February. We dropped 32% this year. 32%. And then we pumped like the fuck to the upside again. I don't know. Do you remember February, Pierre? Do you remember? There was this year. How was the sentiment? Like, I kind of forgot already. What was happening during that? Like, I don't know. Like, it was
Trump launched his coin.
Yeah, that was when Trump launched his top signal, and then we went down a little bit less than right now, but we still went down 30%. Right? There was literally 34%, and again, like right now, the drop is a little bit more than that. Right now, we're sitting at 30. Actually, it was the same fucking shit. It was the same drop, to be honest. Last time, this was actual bear market here. The first drop we saw here was 60% almost, or 54% in Bitcoin. That was in 2021. And then we recovered a little bit, and then we dropped into a bear market, right? But all I'm saying is, I feel these influencers sometimes on Twitter, obviously they're jumping on the train right now, and they're talking about Bitcoin is going to go to zero, and it's over, and everyone's going to die. But isn't it always the same fucking shit? Right now, the RSI on the Bitcoin chart is right here at 35 on the weekly chart, which is super low. On the daily chart, the RSI is in oversold territory here on the Bitcoin. Very oversold, actually. If I didn't know it went that far. 22. The last time we saw a daily chart RSI on Bitcoin, 22, was in August 23. And I said this before. I don't know if I said it on Solid Talk or on Sol Brothers. I think I said it in the last Sol Brothers episode. I marked these lows here on the RSI chart, right? And I don't know if you see a pattern, but usually what happens after the RSI is heavily oversold is that there's at least some sort of relief rally to the upside, right? Like, I don't know if I'm, there's like something going up, and there's something going up, and there's something going up, and there might be something going up. So I don't know why everyone is. I mean, I'm also sad that prices go down, sure, but by now I feel like we should be used to that shit. But still, people are like, "Oh, this is the end of the world. Everything is dumping." But then, if we take a look at the total tree, or actually let's look at Bitcoin dominance. It has been going down since the drop, right? The drop happened here, and Bitcoin dominance fell down. What does that mean? Actually, that means that altcoins are holding up better than Bitcoin right now. Also weird, right? Like we dropped from Bitcoin dominance 61% to now 58%. And what happens if Bitcoin pumps now? I think Bitcoin dominance is going to go a little bit up, but what happens to altcoins? That's my question. If we're already now in this environment right now holding up better than the main asset that is basically driving everything. So I don't know. It's just, I think the keyword here is patience, right? Because things are going to go better again after a while. And right now, obviously, it is a bit of a grim environment, not going to lie. But that shall not be the standard in this industry. We're on our way to breakpoint, and it is going to be the biggest breakpoint that we ever had on Solana. It is going to be probably the breakpoint with the most bullish announcements throughout the ecosystem. We have maybe one more news here while I'm at it. ETF inflows, a green across the ETF board on November 21st. That was yesterday. Spot ETF flows recorded inflows into BTC, into ETH, and $10 million also into Sol, and $11 million into XRP. Why the fuck does XRP has more than Sol? XRP is just a bit insane, I know. But while the market is dumping as fuck, ETFs are seeing inflows. Who's buying? Who's buying? Usually people that buy ETFs are institutions. It's BlackRock. It is everyone that doesn't have access to crypto on exchanges, so like normal people. And they are right now probably smarter than us, what I feel like, because they're like, okay, this is good. This is a buying opportunity. So there's capital actually flowing into Bitcoin here as well, which is another bullish sign. And then last but not least, while I'm at it, liquidation charts. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin liquidation while we're at Bitcoin over the last month here. So this chart tells us where was the most liquidity and how much have we evaporated here in the market. And you see all this green down here, all the deep green colors here have been liquidated because there was just too much open interest, too much leverage trades that were open that have been now taken out. And usually you arrive at a moment where the market starts to consolidate, which is kind of happening right now. RSI heavily overbought, liquidation levels have been taken out. And then up here sits a huge wave of liquidity right now because people are starting to long, right? And if you don't need to be a rocket scientist to look at this chart and understand that there's much more liquidity right now upwards than downwards. And these zones work as magnets. Again, not rocket science. So all in all, I'm here for you today, ladies and gentlemen, to give you a little bit of hopium in the market. And I don't want to paint a wrong picture. Right? I don't want to say that the bottom is in because I don't have a fucking clue. All I can do is make sense of the data that we have right now compared to historical data, and also maybe structure the charts a little bit with a little bit of Elliott waves. We can do that as well for Solana. And then we can also take a look at Solid. So you're feeling already a little bit more bullish, Pierre?
Mm,
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm giving my best, bro. I'm giving my best here. Come on, be on my side now. Okay, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Okay, give me one more chance. So let's look at Solana here, and let's look at the wave counts. Okay, we've been tracking this shit since always, like since weeks, literally. And there's like these big. It's a bit messy. I'm sorry for that. The A, B, and the C, right? The big A, the big B on the chart, and the big C is down here. That is a corrective wave structure, a three-wave move to the downside that happened. That started on the $250 level here in end of September, and since then we went down in this A wave. We went down in this B up in this B wave, and now we're in the C wave. The C wave extension level is this red line here, $123. So that is the ideal target for the C wave. And now let me tell you, we literally found 4-hour candle closes right above that line. Magic. So basically the price just went where it's supposed to go if you were bearish since then. I wasn't that bearish, I admit. I had this ABC structure until here on the chart since September, but it wasn't my primary scenario. I was hoping we are going to hold the Simon support line here, and we're going to turn around. It actually moved a little bit. Let me put it up here. But we broke below that. And since we broke below this, the red scenario became more feasible. And starting with that break here, I was actually expecting the price at some point to touch on this level. And right now we're there. And now if you look at the sub counts here in the 15 minutes chart, pretty much everything it looks completed. So that's what Elliott waves help us to track traders' psychology and structure waves, because without the Elliott waves, the charts look messy as fuck and you don't really know what's happening. With the Elliott waves, you have at least some sort of clue, or at least we're pretending we have some sort of clue. And luckily, it works out a lot of times. The third wave went all the way down here to $129. Then we saw the sideways consolidation here where the price tried to move to the upside, but was rejected in the fourth wave scenario here in a pretty standard level. So the wave 2 was up here, right? So if we draw a fib level between wave 2 and wave 3, from a reverse fib from down to up. We can see that here around the 0.5 fib level, the price was rejected, which is again for a fourth wave pretty normal. It also happened in an A, B, C structure. So the B wave here tried to shoot lower, then C went up when I think it was when NVIDIA data was launched, but the market wasn't done. The structure wasn't completed as well. So we saw one more move to the downside, and that happened actually last week. In the last 7 days, the price reached that 100% extension for the C wave. The price reached the fifth wave completion of the sub count here, and now the market is kind of thinking to turn around, and this depends now on the bulls. If the bulls can take over again, and Q4 is not over, the breakpoint is coming. Bitcoin is highly oversold. It looks okay right now, right? Like according to Elliott waves, what I'm waiting to see now from this level here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup to the upside. We have not seen that really happening yet. So basically, we need a push to the upside now. That would be the wave 1. Then we will see a consolidation to 2, a 3 to impulse to the upside, a 4 and a 5. That is going to be the first indication, if we see this play out, that the price is moving up. That's going to be really good. And then we're already halfway there if we see that. And then from here, from this level, we need to see an A, B, and a C to the downside, and then the price to reverse again. And that would be the indication that we made it. We made it to the bottom, and we're on our way up. Right now, there's no confirmation, right? There's only what looks like a completed five-wave move. It can be invalidated if the market decides to dump further, but technically, we are completed on this chart, right? So I think right now the odds are higher than 50% that the price turns around, which means also that there is a chance the price dips low. But again, I don't know what to say on the Bitcoin chart. If you look at this RSI level here, how deep can this go? Like just historically, the fear and greed is literally sitting below 10 on the stock market and around 14 on the Bitcoin chart. Fear and greed is lower than FTX. Do you remember FTX, Pierre? Do you remember what we were doing?
Yeah.
And back then, Solana we were starting this whole thing. and I think you managed to rescue some of your funds. Everything dumped. Everyone was confused. Breakpoint went to shit back then. And the fear and greed is right now lower than back then. Why the fuck? Nothing happened. That's why people are so confused. And people are like, oh, it's just the confusion in the market, I think, is right now the biggest problem, because people are looking for a reason. But I urge you to stop looking for a reason and just follow the flow. We're dumping because there's too much leverage and we're going down now. And what goes down, exactly, goes up again. So at the end of the day, I think we're okay. Bit more bullish?
A little bit. I think this big dump was just very unexpected. Like
it was.
Personally,
I mean,
I'm not into reading charts.
Yeah.
I mean, you're you're doing that almost every day, I guess. But for me, I was not expecting this at all.
I mean, no one really expected this deep of a retrace. But now looking back at the data, right? Looking at the amount of liquidity that was down there, the over leverage in the market, just thinking about, we've been in a bull market, not in a, it wasn't a hype bull market, right? It was a bull market that slowly climbs up. But we've been in that upward movement since 12 months or something. Just going up, right? The other day I posted, bulls are making money, bears sound smart. That doesn't mean you can't make money in the downward with shorts and shit, right? But it means that if you go on the weekly chart on Bitcoin, it goes from down to the left to up to the right, right? From 2010 to now. That means bull made money. Bulls make always money if they wait long enough. But bears sound smart because when the price crashes, they're like, oh, I told you it's going to crash. I told you it's going to go down. But if they don't buy in when we're down there, they're not going to print, because we're going to go up at some point again, right? Like there's a treasury meeting in the US scheduled for first week of December with the senator, I don't know, God bless her, I don't know her name. And they're going to discuss the accumulation of Bitcoin for the US Treasury to reach the 5% target, 5% of total Bitcoin supply. That's the target for the US government, what they want to own. And they literally have a meeting to discuss how they're going to reach that. The US government. That is buying pressure. That is real buying pressure. And then last but not least, I don't know if you guys realize that, but gold has been rallying since 1977. It just went up, right? Gold went to $4,000 right now. It can still stretch a bit higher, but gold is highly overbought right now, while Bitcoin is highly oversold. The narrative in the world right now is that Bitcoin is the digital gold. So I think some of these gold investors might think, why not? It's a very rational decision to take some of the gold profits right now in this highly oversold chart and put it in a highly overbought chart and put it in a highly oversold chart that has substance, which is Bitcoin. Kind of a rational thing to do, right? So I think as well that buying pressure can come from gold investors that are cycling into Bitcoin, and from US government and other governments. You also need to keep in mind that other governments that look at US right now and they think, okay, USA is going to start to accumulate Bitcoin up to 5%. That means if I do that next year, I'm going to be after them and probably buy in with higher prices. So I don't want to get fucked again by the US. So maybe I want to try to accumulate Bitcoin as well. So I think we're going to see some global Bitcoin accumulation, accelerated Bitcoin accumulation. And the reason why I talk so much about Bitcoin is because that's the leading cryptocurrency that pulls the market up. By now, it pulls even Nasdaq and S&P up, but also Solana, right? And if Solana goes up, altcoins go up. If altcoins go up, Solid has a chance for much better price appreciation than the main mother of it all, which is Sol. So just a bit of nuggets here to help you guys to stay in this space with us and just keep fucking going and relentlessly build and find ways to survive, right? Because that's what we all do. Because if you are positioned correctly, then you're going to benefit from the next leg up. With that being said, GM everyone, we got Alden in the community. GM Alden, Cyber says, we are live. We are live indeed. Jacqueline on GM. Schultz is here, GM as well. Liz Cecilion, GM, my friend. We have Ilis in the community. Snow Toshi is here. Hector05 says, G Solid, my friend. Who else do we got? We got, there's another Hector05. Why do we have two Hector 05s? Mesh, GM, my friend, Pierre1964 is here. GM, Claim Your Salt says, GM Solana Gamers, we're not going to game here, my friend. This is Solid Talk, but anyway, GM and 1000 Ooze is with us as well as Leon C. If you are with us right now, drop a GM in the comment section so we see you and we know that you're with us, because we got some giveaways for you prepared, and it would be smart to take part in the live stream with your full attention. Hector 05 says, we are the same. Why do you have two accounts, bro? It's YouTube and Twitter. Gotcha. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube, Hector, to boost our YouTube numbers. You might be you're the only guy that watched on YouTube. Let's go. Bullish on Hector. Awesome. All right, cool. So I gave you half an hour of frontal bull talk. How about we start the live stream? We're kind of already in it.
It's part of the live stream. You're used to
it is arguably part of the live stream. Okay, so we looked at the charts. We looked at Solana. I gave you my 2 cents. The reason why we named the space Relentlessly Building in Public is because that's what we came here for. That's part of the crypto ethos. When I think about the crypto ethos, it's about transparency. That means builders try to tell the community what's going on. That's why we have our weekly shareholder meeting, completely in public. Everyone is allowed to join here and give their 2 cents and listen to us silly boys yapping about the markets and Solana ID. So transparency, big thing that I want to always push for Solana ID. That's why we're here. We're going to talk about some company updates and some internal thoughts as well. Secondly, it's ownership. I want everyone to have ownership on whatever the fuck we're doing here. And that is really easy in crypto because you can liquid, permissionlessly buy ownership of every single project right on chain. If the project has a token, there's no private equity deals. There's no private companies in the background where you can't participate. Nope, you have actual ownership on the community, on the product, on the company success. So that's another thing that is important, part of the crypto ethos. And it is permissionless access that just lets you take part in all of this, right? Ownership, transparency. You can show up here on the live streams. You can give your opinions. We're listening to you. And you can obviously hold Solid as well. Talking about Solid, let's also take a quick look at Solid chart right here. We retraced together with Solana from the latest push here. That is also quite a good retrace here from the last high down to where we are right now. That is 80%, which is very not surprising right now for an altcoin, honestly, from the recent high here, from the push we had in August. So right now, the Solid chart is in its accumulation area. And we can see that on the daily time frame as well, that the RSI on the Solid as well is tapping the oversold territory at 30. And usually when we hit that level here, there was also some sort of reaction to these levels. So that is something to keep in mind when it comes to the Solid chart. Obviously, Solid behaves a little bit different than Solana because it is much smaller in market cap, liquidity. But what's a huge green flag is that we have more than 4,000 holders that are still with us, that are staying with the community, and that are not opting out because they see that we are cooking. We are on live streams, we are shipping perks, company makes updates, we talk about Solana ID, we announce partnerships, we're still here, right? And I think that is one of the most important things you can do as a protocol with a public token. Showing up is half of your homework, and then doing the right things is the other half. And that is actually the half where we have the biggest leverage. So there's multiple things when it comes to Solid that we can do to improve the price action. It would help if we see liquidity return to altcoins, obviously. That is a big push. Another big push would be to enable further trading venues for Solid that go beyond Swissborg. And I see exchanges right now are hungry for token listings again that have strong communities. And right now we are low in valuation, but pretty strong in community. So that is a very good green flag for potential listings as well, to tap into less normie market, because Swissborg is very normie focused, while other exchanges are also having traders and so on. We do have some announcements to make regarding buyback programs. We only announced that there will be a buyback program, but we haven't pulled the trigger yet on the timeline and on how it's going to look like exactly. So that is something that is also a good amplifier. So that's why I'm consciously holding back a little bit on that. But I think at least the announcement is going to come this year for next steps, Solid Soil, okay? But it won't start in 2025. That's all I can say for now. But announcing a timeline and announcing that there will be buybacks is a good example or a good amplification or catalyst as well for a token. I think the one project that I remember was Helium. I think when Helium started to announce they are kicking off their buyback program, and they started super small. They started with weekly buybacks in a fairly small scale, not a lot of dollars, and then they scaled it up over time. But simply starting it already gave them enough catalysts to get the token from their lows into new highs. And I think Helium went from $1 to $50 after they announced the buyback program, which is also very strong. And then besides that, obviously, as soon as liquidity gets deepened as well, this builds new price bottoms. So I think a 10x from 2 mil to 20 mil without giving any financial advice is nothing that is unrealistic, okay? That is something we can say as well. And then last but not least, we are technically positioned very well for certain narratives that are still hot right now, because the only thing that keeps pumping right now really is fucking Zcash, right? Like Zcash, I don't know why. I kind of know why, but Zcash chart is just up and to the right. And while everything is dumping as fuck, Zcash just saw a price decline of 25%, right? From the high, maybe make it 30, maximum of 30% to the downside here on the Zcash chart. And why? Because they're riding the privacy meta. They're riding the private data and private transaction meta. We've been talking about privacy since the inception of Solana ID, but we never really pulled the trigger on a larger narrative push. Again, I think there's potential, right? That is something to consider as well when it comes to brand positioning. I don't want to just hop on trends, but then on the other side, we're not hopping on a trend. We already have ZK proofs as part of the protocol. We've been talking about privacy since very early on. We just decided to not fucking, hop on the train just for the sake of it. But I think even a little bit positioning ourselves as the private ad tech company for Solana is actually something that can grab some of that meta, because Zcash is pumping, MetaDAO launches are going really well. So there's liquidity in the market. It's just being channeled to certain tokens. That is something to keep in mind here as well, that we could leverage for further pushes for Solid as well. And then last but not least, supply control of this chart is fairly high. since a while, so we don't have a lot of selling pressure. And even after resolving the karma season, which is something on the top of our agenda as well, the way I want to structure karma season is also not gonna directly infuse selling pressure on the chart, because the way I'm planning to set it up will be more like it will be an incentive for karma point accumulants, but they won't be able to dump their tokens immediately. In actually the opposite, they will get a much better benefit from what they're getting. Again, that's all I can say here, because I don't want to spark too much speculation on that front before we actually do a public announcement that I want to get major attention on, right? So that's another thing. And then last but not least, and then again, enough fucking bull talk from me when it comes to Solid. We have like a huge partnership for December prepared. You guys are, if you're insider here, you know what I'm talking about. There's a big partnership coming for December with a lot of marketing pushes and a lot of additional awareness on our project. We're not going to advertise our token, but you know what happens if, you know, big marketing pushes happen to a company that has a token. Traders find the asset and they want to ride the narrative and the additional attention wave that this can get. So that's another thing to keep in mind. More bull talk. Yeah, it is what it is. My voice is. I didn't sleep last night. I literally just went from Georgia to Bulgaria, and now I'm here. I'm like heavily sleep deprived, and I just work on Monster right now.
Why did you not sleep?
Because my flight was at 6 a.m., so I had to be at the airport before 4 a.m. So I had to leave my apartment at 3:45, and I had a dinner in Georgia that went until like 1 a.m. So by the time I was home, I just put some relaxing music on, lay in my bed like a dead body. I think I took like a 1-hour nap, and then I ventured out into the night, and now I'm here. But we can sleep when there's time to sleep, right? I'm going to sleep tonight. Don't worry about it. Cyber saying no shisha pot today, bro.
It's very amusing that he's always saying it's a pot. It sounds like you're smoking some weed, or I don't know. I've never heard this word before. Shisha pot.
Cyber. What is the shisha culture in Nigeria? Do you guys have shisha bars? Is that a thing? Do people smoke shisha? And I cannot imagine Nigerians sitting in a shisha bar. Honestly, I don't think it's part of the culture really. But maybe you have, because there might be some Arabic folks that found their way to Nigeria. I have no idea if that's a thing down there, but here in the Balkans it's pretty big. In Georgia it's also pretty big. But yeah, I have my shisha here.
We do.
Oh, okay, here you go. Hell yeah, I should definitely come. They do shisha and drinks. Cheers.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's
I have
nothing
it
that is
here.
being part of culture here where I am, unfortunately.
Yeah, zero. I think Asians in general, the only Asians that can do it are the modern Japanese and modern Koreans that want to be hip. They have like Russian shisha bars, and they're like, you know, that's cool. But Philippines is only dog shit shisha.
Yeah. They are heavily into vapes.
Yeah. No, I got my shisha here. The reason why I'm not smoking is because I'm talking too much. So yeah, cut me some slack, Pierre. Shall we do a giveaway?
Yes, for sure. Let me prepare that for you.
Thanks.
Do you also have other what is that, sound effects?
I technically have, but
clapping?
it needs to fit. It needs to fit. Do you have a good joke that you can tell us? Do you have
a good joke that I can tell you in English?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. You can translate a German one if you want. You got any jokes?
The only jokes that I know that are funny, they are all racist.
Let's go. Do you have one?
No, I cannot do that.
I cannot. All right, I tried it, guys. If someone has a joke, just drop it in the comment section, and we're gonna read it for you. But until then, let's do a giveaway. So hold that joke back, because we need. You can brainstorm jokes, guys. But right now we need your hands on the keyboard for the giveaway. What is happening? We have a solid giveaway.
what's going on here.
A Nigerian and German walk into a shisha bar. Mesh. Yeah, okay. Keep going. Anyway, before we finish that joke, let's do 60 seconds of time to play. You have to comment Get Solid in the comment section, okay? And this will give you a raffle ticket for 1,500 solid, which is right now not a lot of dollars, but if you hold on to it, it could be a lot of dollars. So if you want your 1,500 solid for literally doing nothing than commenting, drop Get Solid in the comment section right now. This is going to be your ticket to the raffle. Get Solid in the comment section, and we're going to draw a winner from the comments. What you also have to do is follow Slani on X and retweet the live stream. So let's see some Get Solids in the comments, please. Put your hands on the keyboards and drop a Get Solid. Let's go, guys. Come on, give us more raffle tickets. And retweet the live stream, please. And let's see who's the lucky winner today. I give you 10 extra seconds while Pierre's preparing his Twitter. 10 more seconds to go. Get Solid in the comments, and we're going to raffle with Pierre, the lucky fairy. I always imagine you in a little tutu, in a little skirt when I say Pierre, the lucky fairy. And then the picture pops up where you wear the Get Solid, the Slan ID shirt that is like bauchfrei.
No.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're not gonna pull that one up. Okay, Get Solid.
You already showed that before. It's nothing new.
Okay. Insiders know. When you're ready, let me know. I'll give you the countdown and I'll give you the stop signal. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ready?
I only see familiar faces here in the comments.
That's okay. That's all right. They deserve it.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Usually there's someone new that I have not seen before, but today there's only familiar faces.
Pierre on a tutu. Okay.
But I'm
ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Scroll it up and stop.
Foodle finger.
Foodle finger. Congrats, Foodle. W for Foodle for winning 1,500 solid. You earned it by showing up. Congrats to Foodle. 1,500 solid for you. We're going to make sure your win is going to be transferred to your pub key. I think we might have your wallet already. Just make sure to remind Cyber so that he pushes us to send you the win as well. Foodle says, whoop, whoop, thank you. Yeah.
This feels like an insult. It's like, I'm here to support Simon. Thank you.
No. You're not part of Simon DAO, Pierre. It's our...
Is there really a Simon DAO and it's just you two, or?
No, we have... Simon, how many Simons do we have by now? I think there's 2 more Simons in Simon DAO. We do have a Simon DAO, yeah. It is highly active on Telegram. Not yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. But we do have Simon DAO, and we support each other a lot.
Okay, that's good.
Shout out to Simon. I think he's probably still in Georgia. It was really great to see you, bro. And I hope you're having a good time in Tbilisi. Tbilisi. I was never able to pronounce that word. It was colder than I expected. I went there with my t-shirts and one hoodie, but actually I like the cold. So I really, the weather for me was perfect. Sunshine and like 10 degrees. That's what I live for. So yeah, shout out to Simon. Tbilisi is actually a really nice place.
No, I mean also the Forma thingy, because Forma is pretty special compared to all the other events.
When? What time? 6. Okay. Here? Okay. I will change when they're here, okay? Just give me a moment. Sorry, guys.
Are you getting kicked out of the bar or what?
They have a reservation for this table. This is literally my office, and they're kicking me to a different table. But anyway, I was saying that Forma is pretty insane. Not gonna lie, it was my first one. I think it was your first one at Sri Lanka. But it's an insane amount of effort they put into this. I didn't know that the Forma team is actually 10 people. Like they're actually like everyone who's working on it's a lot of people. And that explains why it's so well curated, like super cool events, very high quality,
Also
literally
very
like
detailed. Like a lot
yeah,
of
very
merch
detailed.
and it's really nice.
Merch, stickers, they did like a bingo game. They had like screens set up with like super nice artworks in the co-working. The co-working itself was amazing, like the location they picked for that, the food that they kind of offered for some of these events. The closing dinner looked like fucking Hogwarts. Like really, really well done. And such a good quality of people as well. Like all our friends were there, Pierre. So a few people asked for you, obviously, and like, where's Pierre? Where's Pierre? I met one guy that you one fellow that you chatted with in Sri Lanka as well. He worked in performance marketing in Web2 before. What's his name? I talked about shisha smoking with him. I think so, yeah. He with the glasses, and he was living in Dubai. Now he's moving somewhere else, I think.
He's smelling good, like all the time.
Bro, you're so weird. But yeah, I didn't smell.
Did you not notice that he has like very strong perfume scents, like very strong scents?
Yeah, I didn't smell him. But maybe it was.
No, it's not that I'm smelling, like super close. But his scents are. He's using Orto Parisi, and Orto Parisi is they're making one of the strongest scents in the world. So when this guy is around, you will know that he's there. That's what happened when I went to Vietnam. I was smelling him before I saw him. I was like, wait, Basil is here. And he was there.
Nice. Yeah, he's a cool lad. I actually don't know where he's from originally, maybe USA or something.
I forgot.
But yeah, based in Dubai, and now he's exploring where to go next because he was like 2 years in Dubai, and he said that's enough. He wants to explore something else. But yeah, lots of cool people there. All our content friends are there. Little Unusual, Godfish. Obviously, huge shout out to Fahash and the crew around him for Forma itself. And to my buddy BM, who was also there and very friendly all the time, trying to make me play rugby, but I just didn't have the guts to. No, it's my gym time, bro. Like I wake up in the morning, I go gym. You know me, so I don't want to interfere with that. I need my little lonely time in the morning for myself, and that kind of clashed with that. But overall, really good, really well organized, and Tbilisi is also a really nice place. Not gonna lie, fairly cheap, and beautiful country. So big shout out also to all the fellow Jordans that we have in our community. I don't know if we have any Jordans in the community, but it is definitely a good place. Yeah, cool. All right. So yeah, Foodle won, Congress Foodle, and let's move on. I would say we did our little giveaway.
Yeah.
So I think we can talk about some company updates. We can talk about some perks. We can talk about some perks of the week, reflecting on some of the things that happened in the past week when it comes to perks, giving it a bit of alpha here and there, and some next steps. And I also have like a few thoughts on just general company, strategic company, internal company discussions that we have that I want to share in full transparency with our friends here on the live stream. But before we do that, so first of all, this week we did a new cast coach announcement. So what I have here, can you pull up my screen, please? We got 200 new codes for the cast campaign. The first cast campaign went like hot bread. I don't know if you said it like that in English, but it was definitely very successful. Wie warme Semmel.
I don't even think you say that in German.
Warme Semmel. It is.
Warme Semmel, okay. Heißes Brot. What the fuck?
Yeah, please translate warme Semmel for me. Thanks. So yeah,
like
I think
buns, I guess.
Hot bunnies.
Buns. Not bunnies, buns.
Hot bunnies. We got more codes, ladies and gentlemen, because the initial 100 codes for a free physical cast card have been given out. Now we launched 200 new codes, and let me tell you, there might be more where that come from. So if you haven't got your hands yet on a physical cast card, then you can sign up through Solana ID. And if you sign up through Solana ID, you get a card that's normally valued at $100 for free. So that's really cool. And yeah, we launched this. So I think this is still live. I actually don't know exactly if we still have codes from that push available. Actually, let's check it out. Campaigns. You can access it in the Solana ID hub, of course, but you can also go on our landing page. And I think, yeah, we still have some codes remaining here. So they haven't been fully claimed. So if you haven't got your hands on a physical card yet, then you can do it through your Solana ID hub or directly through campaign.solana.id/cast. And I think the first campaign we did was really successful. Most of the people that actually claimed their code, almost half of them also claimed the card and got their hands of the physical card. Right now, Cast is only open for tier 1 and tier 2 because it is a fairly valuable perk, $100 per perk. So Cast is really trying to get some active users to use the Cast card. And we can ask them if we can expand it to tier 3 at some moment. For now, it is tier 1 and tier 2. So either you make it into tier 2 or you wait for a potential expansion of that campaign to other tiers. But I can't promise that. Cast Android. Are there? I think they are on
I'm
Apple.
pretty sure that there's an Android
Google
app
Play.
for Cast also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hector, do you have issues with Android? You can drop your comment. Let us know if you have any issues with Android. But it should be available on all mobile devices, really. Google Play Store or Google App Store has the app as well, hasn't it? No.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
He says no.
Let me check.
We figured out.
Let me check.
But yeah, we'll obviously we have direct contact with the team, so we can ask them as well if there's any issues. But like Pierre said, there should be available for all mobile users, really. Either way, that has been one very cool campaign that we did this week. Another campaign was Spent this week, Pierre. But I think so. Yeah, I think we launched Spent as well this week.
Yeah, there's a Cast app in the Google Play Store.
All right. Anyway, yeah, let us know. The code only works for new users signing up to Cast through us. Yeah, it's not only iOS sector. There should be an app in your apps. Maybe it could be that the region that you're in has issues. So it's not your device. It could be the region, because obviously Cast has to follow regulations, and they are not available in every single country in the world. They are available in a lot of countries, but not every single country. On other news, we launched a perk with Spend.shop. In Spend.shop, you can obviously get your Amazon orders directly paid in crypto. And with Solana ID, you get a juicy up to 40% discount on the fees, and you get a 2x points boost on their points program when you order with your perk. So just connect your wallet that is affiliated with your Solana ID, and then start shopping. And first of all, they are also a display partner, so you will also get perks right from the Spend shop in future displayed to you. So that is really cool. But then besides that, I think I probably need to put something in my card to see the I have 50% off because I'm also a Soulflare Guardian, not Guardian, but I have a Soulflare NFT. But if you don't have a Soulflare NFT, you can use Solana ID to get up to 40% for tier 1, tier 2, or 20% for tier 3 and tier 4, if I'm not mistaken. So that's also really cool. And then maybe tell us a little bit about the new survey, Pierre.
Can you maybe bring it up if you're still sharing your screen? Otherwise, I can also just share mine.
Yeah, I got it. So, because we announced something cool, survey closed and reward sent. What happened here?
Oh, first of all, we cannot hear you properly anymore, Simon. I don't know. You changed something.
You go ahead.
Okay.
You go ahead.
Yeah. Can you just go back to your screen? Thank you. I think like 1 or 2 weeks ago, we launched a very special perk that we have not done yet before. And this one was an anonymous product survey that we did together in a collaboration with a protocol that we are not naming here publicly. But this perk was a survey, and it's concluded now. And we also distributed the prize money, which was $2,000 in USDC. There was a total of 31 winners. Everyone got their prizes. And now, yesterday, I think, we launched the second kind of survey perk. And it's the same procedure. You just have to take a very short, maybe 2 to 3 minute survey, and that automatically pushes you into the raffle pool, and you might have a chance to be one of the next lucky 31 winners. Highest price is $250, then $100, and then $50. So minimum you can win $50, and if you're very lucky, you have the chance to get $250 for a 2-minute survey. I think that's a pretty good hourly salary if you count that. What happened with that
Yes. Definitely. I think also the fact that we have so many winners is really cool, because the chance that you win something is fairly high depending on how many people are participating in the survey. So this time I think we had almost 400 submissions, let's put it that way. And from these people, there's a fair chance that you get a chunk of it. So I think the second survey could get a bit more traffic now that we announced some rewards and so on. But definitely worth participating in, because $50, why not? When survey for tier 4, Pierre? Difficult, by the way.
Why is it difficult?
I think, yeah, because the whole point about doing these surveys is to segment users, right? Like they're using Solana ID for these surveys to make sure that only certain kind of users are allowed to participate, because that gives them more higher quality data, because otherwise they could just post it on Twitter somewhere, right? So the targeting is actually fairly important. We already expanded it to tier 3. I think that's the best we can do for now.
Yeah, it's not always within our hands, right? It's not that we are launching the perks. We're just the ones distributing the perks.
How can I boost my tier?
How can you boost your tier? Be an active Solana ecosystem user. Stake, trade, buy NFTs, provide liquidity. There's lots of options.
So it's all about your on-chain reputation, right? At the end of the day, Solana ID is a reputation protocol, essentially. So that means that we are trying, that's the whole point about Solana ID, right? Like we're not only trying to give attention to the partners that we're collaborating with, but we're trying to give them targeted attention, which is better than anything else you can do on Solana. So this is also part of the next discussion I wanted to have a little bit here about the actual setup of Solana ID, how we're set up, because we identified that a lot of protocols, they just want attention. They just want to compete for attention. They don't really care a lot about the quality of the user. So I think going forward, we might have more opportunities for everyone on Solana. There will be still targeting though, because I want to offer it for the customers who want targeting. They should get it. But there will be also customers that just want open floodgates, as much attention as possible, to compete with other protocols that also want attention on their product, right? And then they can compete about attention, by distributing perks, higher rewards, and so on. So the more you pay, the more attention you usually get on your protocol. So that is basically that is crypto marketing 101, the way it worked already. We can do that with Solana ID as well, but it's not the vision that we are really want to push forward, right? Because the vision we want to put forward is improve the marketing that we have right now, the marketing landscape, by using data and reaching the users that actually matter. It's a very data-driven approach. But with that being said, we are thinking about campaigns that also target everyone, really. And there might be some opportunities for everyone in the future, more than we have right now. That's just something to keep in mind right now. I have a question for you, Pierre. I don't know if you have a great answer. But you worked in Web2 marketing, right, for quite some time. So you're having decent experience in performance marketing in Web2 and in traditional ad tech. do you see any flaws in Web 2 marketing? What is wrong with Web 2 marketing, and why is it broken? Would you say performance marketing in crypto is like in Web 2 is broken the way it works these days? What can be better? What can we do better by building ad tech? Not necessarily doesn't need to apply yet to Plan ID, right? But what can we do better than Web 2 marketing? Is it going well? Did it deteriorate in quality and performance over the last decade? Traditional performance marketing. Are there any flaws with Google Ads, Facebook Ads, and so on that you identify?
First of all, regarding quality, I would say that over the years, the quality of everything, content, landing pages, online shops, creatives, copy, whatever, increased a lot because of more competition. Because in the early days of Facebook ads, for example, there was not so much competition because not a lot of people used it. So you could literally use whatever and it would perform quite well. It could look like absolute dog shit. It would work. But now, because there's so much competition for different niches and audiences, you have to stick out. You have to have good content and stuff like this. So I would say that the quality is increased by a lot over the years. I think the biggest problem is transparency. Most people don't actually know what's going on behind the curtains with their data and what exactly is being tracked, because literally everything that you're doing online somehow is tracked, right? Because that's the main focus that they have. They want to make sure that they capture everything about you, so they know everything about you, so they can use that information about you to sell that to businesses to make money from your data. That's very intransparent. Of course, you have to accept all of these terms of what is it? Terms
Terms of conditions, data laws.
terms of
So
conditions,
basically,
stuff like this. But nobody's ever reading that shit. You know, nobody's ever reading that shit.
We just want the
And
free
then
ads.
still, I mean, now at least we have like creator monetization, right? It means if you are part of the reason there's reach and businesses can advertise on your reach, you as a creator, you can make some money of it. That's already an improvement compared to before, because I'm not sure Facebook or Instagram when they implemented that, but YouTube, that's always how it worked with AdSense and Google Ads. But what's completely left out is the users, the normal people, right? The day-to-day users that are going to these platforms every day. They're consuming content. They're buying stuff because they're being advertised to. They're completely being left out, and that's what we are basically doing different with Solana ID. We are also doing ads, or at least we are helping protocols to get attention and be in front of the right users, but with value for the users. So that's the big difference. And in the normal advertisement space, Web 2, these protocols like Facebook, Instagram, Google, Twitter, they don't really care what you are advertising as long as you're paying. There are some rules, but advertisers always find some ways around the rules, and then they can advertise it anyways. And even the quality control of these ads. I mean, I have seen last year or this year, I'm not sure. I think it was probably this year. There was like more than 10 ads that I saw, someone promoting an Elon Musk token or a Twitter token as an advertisement on their own platform. That's ridiculous. That's how good the quality control is, right?
Yeah, no one really does the due diligence there. It's like the setup of ad campaigns is probably too lightweight. Like it's too easy. There's no quality control when it comes to actually how good is this for the user, because they don't really care about that. They make money on the ad, right? So whatever you put there, if it performs well, they're going to push it.
Yeah, and then and it doesn't end here, because that's just the top of the funnel, right? The ads, the creatives. what about the quality control of the actual product that is being sold to all these people? You know how many people are being scammed or they're being sold bullshit products to, especially in the era of online coachings and digital products. There's so much bullshit going on. People are losing so much money. There's a whole new industry with people like lawyers trying to help those people and make money from it, because they know there's so many people being scammed by some online coaches because they sell their fucking courses for like $10,000 or something, and it doesn't help them. It's like people selling business coachings to people to show them how to make a business without even doing a business before that makes money. So they are making money from selling courses to people to tell them how to make a business without ever having a proper business before. You know what I mean? This is complete bullshit.
It's just like empty marketing, really. There's no substance behind it.
There's no value. There's like a lot of times there's no value.
The incentives are not aligned. The incentives are not aligned because the ad platform, Twitter, Facebook, Google, they want to push as many ads as possible because that's how they make money, and they need to make money for their shareholders because they're public companies. You know, they have to just, they're capitalists at the end of the day, right? Which is fair. It's okay. That's open market. But if the user is on the tail end of that and doesn't reap any rewards from this, and the opposite is actually getting exploited, it's a structural issue of the internet. And with all that being said, keep in mind that the whole internet is literally built on ad tech. The internet, we know it as today, only works because of the ad industry. Because those big, like the most valuable companies right now, besides data companies and cloud infrastructure that are benefiting from AI boom, besides these guys, everyone else is doing ads. It's the most profitable business model that we have right now. But the money doesn't come to you at any point. Actually, opposite. The risk is you're actually getting scammed by some of these ads. So Plan ID, and it's all like in our more than 1 year history now, we only had one case with Loopscale back. No, Loopscale is great. With iLoop back in the day, we had one case where we advertised a perk that basically ended up not being legit, and we had a big impact on that, right? Like it was really bad for the community and so on. But there was only one campaign from more than 15 campaigns or even more that we launched so far. And it was very early on. Right now, we are very good at curating perks and perk placements that are good for you. So you can basically, Sanity is a filter for you that makes sure that your attention is being attracted to things that actually matter, that are good for you. That's why it's a perk system and not an ad system. That's why we're building perk tech and not ad tech, essentially, right? Like we're trying to help people to get benefit for their data and upside on their data as well, which is a big difference. I think we have we can make a dent in the narrative of private attention capital markets. So that means attention capital markets means build a platform, build a marketplace that helps the participants to create win-win scenarios where the customers, being projects, can compete for attention more effectively or more efficiently than anywhere else on Solana using Solana ID. Those are our partners and customers. They can compete for attention more efficiently than anywhere else because they do it data-driven. And they compete for attention by offering better perks, by spending more money to get more placements on their perks as well throughout our ecosystem. So I want to build this attention marketplace that helps to drive attention to the protocols that basically pay the most. But below or above everything is the actual benefit for the user as well implemented, the perk. And we're trying to build in a way that is essentially privatized, so that what's publicly available on chain is public anyway, so it's fully transparent. You can watch up your own wallet anyways on SaltScan, and all the data is there. It is fully transparent. That means also our on-chain analysis is fully transparent. We're not doing any magic tricks in the background that you can't track. Like our score is a 100% product of the reputation that you accumulated on the blockchain, right? And when it comes to data that is more privatized, that lives off-chain, we're building technologies like using the ZK proofs and so on, that help you to keep that data private. I could imagine cases where we even have a privacy mode that shields your data from third partners if you don't want to share it at all. So you can kind of opt out of it, but that also will give you much less exposure or almost no exposure to thirds, right? But that can be enabled in our use case where the user has actually control of their privacy settings, where they can opt out so that our API does not share any data with third partners if you're not opting into that, right? And that's again like fully transparent. So I think private attention capital markets is actually a really cool narrative. That is not only us riding a wave, which is attention capital markets and privacy, which is actually a narrative. No, it's what we're doing since before that was narrative. So the only thing we need to get better at is probably positioning ourselves clearly as that company. Because we are that company. I think a lot of people just don't know it. And that's on us, right? That's on us as a community, but more on us as a team as well when it comes to brand positioning. And we're having a lot of thoughts on these things that we think about that every single week or every single day, as a core team. So and that leads also to some new product ideas that we're having now, that widen the scope and the net of our attention market that we're building. And it also answers the question that Anas asked here earlier, where he said, okay, what activities on the Solana network? What do I need to do? Because I think a lot of people actually ask themselves that question, and we don't guide the user right now. You only see your score, and you see your breakdown of your score, you see your badges, but there's no call to action in the hub. There's no platform right now that you can use that gives you straightforward instructions on how to boost that score. In the perfect world, the product that I envision tells you what to do, and it reflects immediately on your score. So you can actually check off boxes, and we send you on quests where you can do on-chain activity that will in turn boost your score and reputation on chain. Because if we don't tell you to do that, a lot of users will be left in the dark, are left in the dark, because they have to, okay, what do I actually need to do to increase that score? That creates Discord tickets, community requests, right? But if we have it in the UI, if we actually point you in the right directions, we can not only send traffic to our perk partners more easily because the floodgate is open, we just send you on quests. You also increase your reputation on chain. That will then help you to also get some more of the gated quests that are behind tiers. So TLDR here, there's lots of things right now going through our heads as well as a team when it comes to improving our product. And as long as we don't stall, I'm not in a bad mood. Like as long as I keep thinking about what can we improve, and as long as we have these open discussions with the community as well as internally in the team, we're making progress. We're learning from the past, we're adjusting products, and we move forward. The only thing I want to get better in is speed and execution. You can always get better at that. You need to move fast in this industry, and moving fast is a mindset as well. So that's also on us. But I think everything I'm saying is totally feasible and doable. We just need to execute together, right? And we need the help of the community as well to push this narrative of Solana ID is building attention capital markets, privacy enabled, to be the player on Solana, on the biggest consumer chain that will capture all global value transfer in the next 10 years, with the best tools to enable efficient data-driven marketing. The best data-driven marketing you can do on Solana is going to happen on Solana in a way that's better than in Web2. So there's a lot of substance there, for bottom line. But that pretty much sums up almost sums up the strategic considerations we have right now inside of Solana ID. So we are asking ourselves a lot of questions and we're tinkering. And there's going to be products that are being launched very, very soon that we've been talking about in the past, like the portal. But there's also going to be completely brand new products that are basically the child of these ongoing conversations that we have right now, like these on-chain quests and so on that help you to boost your reputation and get some rewards immediately without having to be in tier 1. TLDR, it's going to pay off to stick around. That's all I can say here. Okay, I think we should do the NFT, my friend.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a participation NFT of the week.
Everything is already prepared.
Hell yeah. Okay, ladies and everyone who doesn't know who or she or they he is or she is or they are, make sure to get your participation NFT of today's Solid Talk. It is Solid Talk 64. That means you get Solid Talk NFT 64 from the 22nd of November, which looks like this. Solidian Minion hero, opening his arms to welcome you to the Solidian community. Welcome
It's called
to
the
our
Sparkler.
The Sparkler. If you want to get your hand on the Sparkler, guys, all you have to do is head over to talk.solana.id. It's going to forward you to ZilliQuest, where you will find Solid Talk number 64. Head over now and make sure to claim that NFT. Go to talk.solana.id, or alternatively, scan the QR code with your phone, paste in your wallet address in question number 2, and paste in the secret code in question number 1. The secret code of today is
Perks.
Next up, you have to comment on the latest post, the survey perk announcement, and like the post and retweet the post.
It deserves much more attention. It's literally free money, guys. Like, it's 2K. You have to answer some questions. It's open for tier 1 to 3, and it's super easy. And you can literally just win $250 if you're lucky enough, or $50 if you're lucky but not the luckiest.
Not as lucky. So help us to retweet that beautiful post as well, like it, reply to it, copy the reply URL and paste it in the quest form. And if you then insert the secret code perks as well and copy paste your wallet ID, you'll be able to complete the quest and you will receive the participation NFT of the week, which is the Sparkler, Sprinkler, Sparkler, whatever.
The Sparkler, I think it was.
The Sparkler.
The Sprinkler.
Nice. All right, guys. So make sure to claim it, because this is only once a lifetime opportunity for you. Once the Solid Talk wraps up, the time runs out and you won't be able to claim this anymore, because it is a participation NFT. We did have some community requests that were like, one day after the stream, they're like, hey, can I claim the NFT? No, sir, or ma'am, or whatever, because this is only meant for people that actually participate in Solid Talks. So if you're here with us right now, then you're lucky. Head over to talk.solana.id, claim the NFT, and fill in the little quest form, and that's all you have to do. The NFT will land, it will arrive, it will airdrop in your wallet without further action needed from your side. It will just spawn in your wallet. That is the magic of Web3. You get a digital collectible, written, burned into the blockchain. No one can take it from you as long as your wallet is safe. And this way you can build your little collection of participation NFTs. Guys, if you collect all these NFTs, it's going to be an insane collection at some point, where you have all these unique artworks from our artists, who's really putting a lot of work into every single week, creating some unique artworks for you guys and for us. So we got to be grateful for good old Sigmund to help us out with these beautiful artworks. Awesome. Talk to us already. Secret code is perks. Retweet the post, like the post, reply to the post, copy the reply URL, and click submit. CG says, you really must be proud to have constant audience of over 5K people every single week, probably the highest I've ever witnessed. We do have a lot of attention on these streams. That is one of our value proposition as well for perk partners, because if you are collaborating with Solana ID, if you launch perks with us, you get a slot on our Solid Talk, which is always really cool, because we have some really cool guest speakers that usually join here and talk about their project. But if you want to come on the Solid Talk, you do have to be either a fucking legend on Solana or a perk partner of Solana ID that provides the perks to our community, and then you get a slot to yap together with two of us here, or with Benny if he's here, about your product. So I think last week we had Spent and we had CFL on, and next week we're probably going to have some guests as well. They're going to take part in this Solid Talk, and then around Breakpoint we're going to have a huge Solid Talk as well that we are planning right now. That's going to be really cool. Hector says, collect them all. That's Pokemon, isn't it? Collect them all.
I never played
Right.
that.
You never played Pokemon?
No, not really.
Yeah, we need it. Not an
You did.
experience.
But is there anything that you ever played? I think you played some like League of Legends, right? PlayStation. Really? What did you
Before
play?
PlayStation, I like Battlefield. Battlefield,
What?
Battlefield.
Ah, nice.
But I played Fly for Fun, an MMO, very gay. When I was like a young teenager, I played that a lot.
Is it?
That was,
What is it about?
it's like World of Warcraft a little bit. So you have your character, you
Okay.
have
So it's like League of Legends then, I guess.
yeah, LOL is a bit unique, I would say. It's more like strategic. Flip is really like more like World of Warcraft to an extent. It's also like the how do you say the POV view is different. You don't have POV view. You have like it doesn't look like LOL is like more like observing from the top, right? The view on the characters. While World of Warcraft is like you're behind the character. I don't know how to say it. I'm not a professional.
Is that really like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's more like Final Fantasy then, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
It was cool, but I was really but I had a good time. Okay. Yep. What about simplifying tiers to be slightly more achievable? Tiers, I don't know. I think we should be careful with the tier system because it needs to be fairly exclusive. Badges we can do, like we can simplify badges, but tiers maybe we can adjust it slightly. The tiers because I do want the top 1% in tier 1. It is very difficult to get in tier 2 into tier 1. We could do top 5%. We can soften them a little bit. But yeah, we're collecting a lot of data these days on all the wallets that we're querying. So we have a bit better foundation to decide where the tiers should be. But yeah, I think we can soften badges easier than tiers. The best way to improve your tier is go to collect reputation and connect all your wallets, including ledgers and tier ID. That is usually the best trick you can do. Cool. We went through the agenda, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have covered it all for now. We've been also live for 1 hour 20 minutes already, and I think we can call it a day. We can wrap up Story Talk number 64 over here. We touched on a few points. We have another big week coming up next week. We're on the road to Breakpoint. There's going to be a lot of announcements from all kinds of protocols. We do have a lot of open group chats with existing partner potential leads, let's say, that we want to touch on very soon or publish very soon as well. And next week we're going to have more news on that topic as well. But until then, let's call it a day or night or whatever it is for you. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up. I hope you could get a little bit more, a little bit of more of a calmer mind in this tiring downtrend right now in the market. I'm listening to my bull talk, and I talk very bullish because I am fairly bullish right now, and I don't think that this downturn is going to last for too long. We need to see at least a recovery rally. And if the recovery rally is a B wave to the upside, it can still reach $125,000 on Bitcoin without printing a new all-time high or close to that. And then we dump, right? But we need to see a recovery, either that or a new all-time high. But both is fine for me. All we need to do is hang in there, and maybe Breakpoint is going to give us the relief rally. That happened in the past as well, once in a while, for Solana. That would be great. So we'll see if that works. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for today's Solid Talk. You have a really good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Have a very good Sunday. Touch some grass, get some rest, or stay the fuck locked in if you have shit to do. Then ship it, send it, get it done. We'll see you again next week when it's time for Solid Talk number 65. We're going to have a special for 69 because it's going to be funny. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. But Solid Talk number 69 is coming up as well. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you at the next one. Get solid, stay solid, and have a good time. Bye-bye, everyone. Thanks for being part.